Hello, this is Ralph Losey at the University of Florida's 5th EDiscovery Conference, and I am here today with Corey Lee, Hunt & Williams, and we're here to find out a little bit about EDiscovery and how this has been. I think first question is, how has this helped your career? You're now a partner at Hunt & Williams, so how'd you get there?
So I made partner with Hunt & Williams about 2 years ago, but you know, I am not someone who has any background in science or data and whatnot. You know, I was a history major undergrad, and like most law students, I will say I was kind of attracted to the legal field out of a desire to avoid math and science. So, you know, it is somewhat ironic that I find myself doing what I'm doing now. But, you know, when I was, after law school, I went and did a clerkship and then went to a large New York firm where I was working on a significant antitrust case, and it's one of those cases where, you know, you had a team of 20 lawyers and most of us junior people kind of sat in our offices and did research, and, you know, and that time we were doing some first level document review. But I had the opportunity where one of the junior partners came to me and said, you know, do you want to go to the CEO's office and help me conduct this custodial interview and do a targeted review? And I said, this sounds great. I would love to meet, you know, the CEO of a Fortune 100 company and have that kind of opportunity. So from there, I kind of got brought into doing more EDiscovery projects and saw it as an area that was growing that would give me some opportunity that I otherwise wouldn't be able to have in my career. So that's kind of how the EDiscovery bug got me, is by opportunity versus by training.
So what advice to maybe law students, and I know you participated in the career day, but people that didn't have a chance, as to, you know, what they should be doing, what they should be looking for insofar as advancement of their career?
Sure, you know, I think as lawyers we are always kind of looking for ways to service our clients and discovering needs they're going to have that they may not know they have themselves. And like, while you may think EDiscovery is fairly well established, it is still an area where there's a lot of immaturity amongst the bar. So as a new lawyer, it is one of the areas where you can find yourself having as much, if not more, expertise and knowledge than some of the senior partners in your firm. So, you know, taking classes like the one offered here at the University of Florida, attending conferences, participating in CLEs really does allow you to gain a very valuable skill set and will allow you to become a really an important member of a team from day one in whatever job you may have, whether that be with the government, with a firm, or with a company. So you really can become a valued, really subject matter expert from day one, and versus, you know, versus someone who really is just kind of there taking orders.
So I'm curious to know, you know, what part of your work, your EDiscovery work, do you find the most interesting, that you really enjoy the most?
Honestly, what I really like doing is a lot of the work we do for repeat clients. So, you know, it is of course interesting to come into a case and, like, you know, get a production out or get a collection, but I really like working with clients we do a lot of work for and kind of developing for them a true EDiscovery like plan and program. So, you know, going with them and developing a protocol for which they're going to handle their case as a whole, so you really can create efficiencies over time. So, you know, you will work with them on, like, how is a legal hold truly going to be rolled out? Have we established and identified our potential service, our potential sources of relevant information, so that you really are working with them to create efficiencies rather than kind of put out fire drills. And I really like that part of the job where you work with clients time and time again, and they know you, you know them, and you really are partners in managing risk and creating efficiencies.
So kind of a related question, but what do you find the most difficult task in EDiscovery as an attorney? What is really most challenging?
Honestly, I think the most challenging thing practitioners face is having an opposing party that really is uneducated. And just to give an example, that I had a case maybe about a year ago where we went in front of a judge on a motion to compel, and the basis for the motion to compel was that we have asked for all documents on this topic, and the responding party would not certify that we have every single document in the company, and they wouldn't search every computer they have and certify that they've given us every document. That's kind of something that is very hard to, like, you know, you go to that party and tell them, you know, we're willing to talk to you about custodians, we're willing to talk to you about our search methodology, but this is not going to be anything where we can ever say you have every single document. We're willing to work with you to create a reasonable process, but when you have parties who have a standard that is not obtainable, it becomes a very frustrating, expensive litigation.
Well, we're now near the end of the conference. I think about 10 minutes left. Any comments about what this conference has been like? I mean, you've been on what, 3 panels?
2 panels.
Two panels, okay, you've done a lot.
But I think this panel has been really good about really getting beyond some of like the academic ideas or some of the general principles, and really providing practitioners what I hope is actual usable advice and best practices which they can take back and use in their daily practices. So to me, I think, this is different than some of the other conferences that instead of like just talking about, for example, collection for social media, there have been actual examples of how that can be done. So to me, that's what separates this. And if people in the audience think of additional things that the conference should or could do, I'm sure that Bill will be happy to take that into consideration and make the conference even better for next year.
Corey, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.